Hi guys, so this is my minimal setup. This is the only laptop I have here at home. All of the other machines have been moved to another location which is very far away. So that's delaying the releases. Anyway, topic of this video, we'll be discussing the issue of dual booting with Windows 11. So I have it dual booted here on this machine. Let me quickly show you. So once grub comes up, you can see that we have Arch Linux and Windows 11 installed. So they are basically three operating systems here because I have two disks, by the way. So there's one on the Caddy, which I've made a video on how I did it, as well as the one that comes pre-installed with the laptop. So that's 1 terabyte, and the one I installed via the Caddy, that is 500 GB. So the Windows 11 and Arch Linux XFCE edition. This is on the hard disk, which comes pre-installed, and then this is actually the GNOME edition, which is installed on the Caddy hard disk. So you can see that SDA, that both of Windows 11 and Arch Linux are on SDA, all right. And this one, which is on top, SDB, that was recently installed. That's why that's on top. So let me just power off the machine and let's go into BIOS to see what I've done. So the installation steps are pretty much similar to that of Windows 10. You can see over here in the boot menu we have options to boot. Oh, this is UEFI BIOS, by the way, GPT partitioning scheme. So because Windows 11 doesn't support legacy and MBR, so we can boot into Arch Linux separately, we can boot into Windows 11 separately, as well as we have the option to boot into the GNOME edition, which is in the Caddy hard disk. What we are interested in is in the BIOS. So typically what I've noticed is that if you have a BIOS which has a mouse, you typically have TPM2, and then therefore you can install Windows 11. There might be exceptions, I'm not sure about that. What I've seen is the old American Megatrend BIOSes, they do not have this, the motherboards do not have the TPM2 chip. And I've tried it on my i5 second generation, that build. I've made a video on that as well. I'll put all of the links in the description. I tried installing Windows 11 on that, but it obviously didn't work out. So BIOS which have mouse pointer and you can use it to navigate around, that's going to be, this is where you can basically do this dual boot. So this is just the boot sequence that I showed you. You can we are obviously on UEFI. But what we are really interested in is basically, where is it? Secure boot, this guy over here. All right. So there's certain settings that we need to make sure so that we can enable. Obviously, secure boot is required by Windows 11, but we have problems with Arch Linux. What are certain steps we can do in order to make sure both systems come on the same disk? So I have secure boot enabled here, but this secure boot is enabled in audit mode. So you want to make sure it's not in deployed mode but in audit mode. And then we have a third setting here which I'm not exactly sure what it is or what it does, but this is trial and error. So as you can see, the top option is selected PK. That is what enables the whole dual boot setup. The whole, like I said previously, the whole dual booting process is similar to that of Windows 10. So I've made a video on that already.